The Knicks are offering Jalen Brunson a 4-year, $110 million deal, allegedly. Again, take this with a grain of salt, Jake Fischer. Ugh. Okay, watch me meet Jake Fischer and him go, I heard every time you go, ugh, about me. I'm like, all right, don't have NBA players literally say they hate you. Okay, and then as a journalist myself, I first want to be in the good graces of everybody in terms of I want to be able to provide you with the news and a good take, and I want the people I'm talking about not thinking I'm bashing them, because if I ever get to a point where I can speak to them, they're not going to want to talk to me. So to me, if I'm like, Jake Fischer is never going to be able to like have good relationships with NBA players for what he does. And that's why if I ever do get the chance to talk to NBA players, I want them to know I'm optimistic. Now, look, Jake Fischer says 4-year, $110 million deal. Now, if I do some quick math, which is Google doing the quick math, because your boy actually can't do math. It's actually really bad. And that is, it's what, about $36 million a year, right? Or 27, goddamn, 27.5. I can't do math, guys. $27.5 million a year. Right now, they're at $119.2 million in committed salaries, the Knicks. So you think, okay, you take off 19 and you only need to cover about 18 more. So they need to get to about $82 million under the cap. So they did get under the cap already, technically by $9 million. So they only need to get under now $18 more million, and they're going to do that by trading Al Burks and Nerlens Noel. Or they can keep Al Burks and Nerlens Noel. They can trade Taj Gibson, Cam Reddish, and I guess Al Burks, and that would be good enough if they want to keep Nerlens Noel. Or if they want to keep Al Burks, they can do Nerlens Noel, Cam Reddish, and Taj Gibson, because it was reported that they are going to they're going to get rid of Taj Gibson and Cam Reddish to get Jalen Brunson. 27.5. If you guys want to know, so comparing NBA player salaries, 27.5, how much, like, who is he making similar money to? Because I always think when you want to know if a player's overplayed, let's look at the players that he's making the same amount of money as. Okay, 27.5. He would be making $200,000 more than DeMar DeRozan. He'd be making less money than Chris Paul, Kyle Lowry, Jaylen Brown, Kevin Love, Jaren Jackson Jr., Michael Porter Jr., Gordon Hayward, Donovan Mitchell, De'Aaron Fox, Bam Adebayo, Jason Tatum, and Shea and D'Angelo Russell are all guys who are making money more than him. And then you have underneath him would be DeMar DeRozan, Al Horford, Draymond Green, Julius Randle, John Collins, Mike Conley, Brogdon, Vooch, Terry Rozier, Danilo Gallinari, Fred VanVleet. So all those guys are either like $5 to $1 million less than him, or $5 to $1 million more than him. So to give you guys all those players, they all make similar money to Jalen Brunson. And honestly, when I look at that list, I don't think it's an overpay. He's making more money than Mike Conley, which that's fine. I think he's worth being paid more than Mike Conley and Terry Rozier, but he's not making more money than Donovan Mitchell or Shea or Jason Tatum or a Jamal Murray or a CJ McCollum. Okay. Or Chris Paul, Kyle Lowry, all those guys who are more established and have had longevity and stuff are making more money than him, which I think is correct. So I actually think that's not a bad deal for the Knicks. I think it lines it up pretty well. And supposedly aren't they going to hire his dad onto the team, which I think will be interesting. But first off, shout out Jalen Brunson for getting the bag, bro. Like, honestly, people are just going to like be dogging him for going to the Knicks. But dude, this guy before the year probably wouldn't be looking at this much money, but now looking at the bag, bro. Congrats for, like, honestly, good for him. Good for him. Okay, and I'm serious. I'm the type of guy that I just want success for everybody, and knowing that Jalen Brunson was able to ball out so much that he got himself the bag. Come on, how could you be mad at that? I like success for everyone. Okay, like I'm like dead ass. I want everyone to succeed. I want everyone to be great. I want everyone to be happy. Okay, and because why not? Why don't you want a place where everyone I don't want a dystopian society, but I want everyone to be cool with one another. I want everyone to get along.